Hi, I'm Dorinda from PrimordialDor Tarot, and I'm here to do a Libra reading today for August the 1st to August the 4th, 2025. I'm using the Thoth Tarot deck, and I'm going to do a Celtic cross. At this time, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the like and subscribe button. It costs you nothing to subscribe, and it helps me build this channel, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Okay, for Libra. For Libra. I'm going to cut the deck. All right, calling upon the universe. Can I have some cards, please, for Libra? Some messages for Libra. For Libra, please. What do we have for Libra? All right. All right, Libra. Bottom of the deck's the overall. Bottom of the deck, we got the Hanged Man. All right, this is about taking a time out, isolation, contemplation, getting a new perspective on things. You know, sometimes you just have to get a new perspective. There's a lot of water here, so some things, some of your thoughts may be a little cloudy, a little clouded. It's all this water here, so you got to take a time out until you get some illumination. You know, you get a different perspective on things. You can look at one thing one day and, you know, get a different perspective, and it'll be different the next day, and you'll be able to deal with it better. You know, some answers will come, things like that. You got to go with inside, take a time out. All right, Libra. Present situation, Libra. We have the Princess of Discs. All right, well, she's all about building something, about material resources and wealth, and, you know, building something that thrives, grows, expands, and the revenue keeps coming in. All right, that's what she's all about, the act of creation itself, actually. Actually, she indicates a pregnancy, if you could be pregnant or someone you know pregnant, okay? Other than that, she's pregnant at the same time ready to go to war. But she is like the act of creation itself. So if you're starting a new project or something you want to build, you know, that's kind of like your baby. That's the thing you want to, you know, watch grow and take care of it every day and watch that business grow and keep the revenue coming in. That's the act of creation, of creating something new like that, if it's not an actual baby. So she is the driving force of creating new things, all right? This princess, and that is your present situation, all right, Libra. Your challenge is Mars in Aries, Two of Wands, Dominion. Okay, so you've made a decision. This is about making a decision and going forward, okay? You know what you want to do. So you know what you want to do with this creation, all right? You've got something in mind, and you have made a decision, all right? And your challenge is just move forward with it. You got that beautiful energy there. Move forward with it, all right, Libra? Below position, we have the Princess of Wands. All right, well, she's a nice, light, carefree type energy, right? Charismatic, charming, beautiful, life of the party, this one here. So you want to take on some of her energy to be light and be happy. You know, she has the wand in one hand. She's creating her life, but she's magnetic. This one is so magnetic. She draws people to her because she's fun. She's a high vibration, right? That's where all the fun is, wherever she is. So, you know, you want to take on some of that energy, especially for the weekend, and have some fun. All right, Libra? Be light and carefree like the Princess of Wands. All right. Your past position, which could be yesterday, last week, or a year ago. We have a Venus in Scorpio, Seven of Cups, debauchery. Okay, so in this deck here, it's called debauchery. It means, you know, some people, they like to trip you up. You know, they don't want to see you succeed at anything. This is in the past. You know, it's over now. But there's been some people around that would rather see you not win, okay? And, you know, they're just generally, you know, trickster type energy. You know, they'd rather see you make the wrong choices. All right, Libra? All right, but that's in the past now, so it's over. It's over, Libra. Your future position, we have Saturn and Sagittarius, 10 of Wands oppression. All right, so it's a 10 card. So that means some timeline, something in your life's coming to an end at this time. Could be a love affair, could be a job, could be a living situation. You know, it could be this business right here, these people. It's over. The 10 card indicates it's over, and that's the past, okay? So those people, you're getting them out of your life, keep them away. That's probably the thing that's falling away here. And this is the card of oppression, right? And, you know, maybe you were in a situation where you're not free to be yourself. You can't do what you want to do. You can't say what you want to say. Somebody won't like it. They won't like your opinion, so you're not free to give it. And, you know, you're being oppressed somehow. Now, this could be a work situation, and this could be a work situation. Could be frenemies, could be relatives, right? Yeah, it could be in a living situation, and not a love situation, but just living with other people. All right, but that's over, and something's coming to an end. The oppression's coming to an end. All right, near future card. We have Sun in Gemini, 10 of Swords, ruin. Well, another 10 card, so something is over. Whatever this was, it's over, Libra. People were bugging you. You're done with them. 2 10s in a row. That's what 10 cards indicate. Something's over. So there's 2 in a row. Some situation with those kind of people is over. And this one here is ruin. That one's oppression. This one's ruin. And how I explain that is everybody's got creative abilities. I don't care who you are. You can do something. You can paint. You can make music. You know, photography. Stuff like that. Creative things. And you need to use your creativity. Even if it's one afternoon a week or something, you gotta play at your creativity, all right? And if your creativity's being tamped down with this card, due to, you know, circumstances or something, you're not able to do your creative thing. And that leads to ruin. That's not good, okay? You got to get rid of that oppression and get your creativity back in your life. But it's going to happen because there's 2 10s in a row. Okay, so now we're moving forward. We're moving forward now, Libra. Your internal position, what you're thinking about, Libra. We have the Knight of Wands. All right, this is a fast-moving energy. You know, he's on a mission. You're riding in, nice. And he's on a mission. He's looking for his queen. He's looking for a big accomplishment and a big win. Okay, and he will not be denied this night. And he's fiery and he's hot and he's charming and charismatic too, right? So maybe you're thinking about somebody like this, right? Maybe you're thinking about somebody like this. There's not no love stuff here, but you might be thinking about this night, all right? And he come riding in fast, okay? So that's a hot, fiery thought you have there. All right, Libra. In your environment, you have a beautiful card. You have Jupiter and Leo, 6 of Wands, victory. All right? So this is a beautiful card. You've left that oppression and ruin behind and the debauchery behind. And now you have victory. All right? And it's a beautiful 6 card, living in the middle of the tree of life. Everything's balanced. Everything's stable. And you've won. Maybe, you've won the night maybe. You know, you're thinking about him, and he will not be denied. He wants a big win and accomplishment, and there he is. There it is. Perfect. Just perfect. That night, he's victorious. All right. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is you in this reading, Libra. And you've got your victory. Perfect. All right. Your hopes and fears, we have the Prince of Swords. Another prince, okay? This is forward motion, though. Princes are forward motion. This one rules communication, speaking, saying the right words at the right time. Highly intelligent. Super highly intelligent he is. All right, so sometimes, as you can see, he's being pulled by little angel babies here. I don't know if it focuses so good. They're angel babies pulling him. And he's swinging a sword. He's got a flail in this hand. And the reins here are quite loose. As you can see, they're loose. So sometimes this card indicates a bit of overthinking. Like your thoughts are scattered a bit. You're just overthinking things. And maybe it's time to rein in those little babies. Tighten up that hold on those reins. That's gathering your thoughts up and stopping the overthinking. You need to just chill. Take a meditation time out or something, right? Because you're just overthinking all these things, right? There's a couple of endings here, you know, and maybe you're just a little too focused on that, right? Time to rein those little babies in. Rein in those thoughts. All right, the final card in the outcome of this reading. We have the Queen of Discs. Wow, okay. Well, she's all about material resources and wealth and the creation of a system that grows, thrives, expands, and continues to bring in the revenue. And she's already done it. Like your present situation is the Princess of Discs. Now you got the Queen of Discs. So this is about building, a building energy. You know, you got the 210 cards, things are coming to an end, but you're building. You want to build. And look at these two ladies here. It's beautiful. And this one, she's done it all, and she runs on intuition. You know, she just, you know, an instinct. She's, you know, she just does everything that way, and she gets it all done. So she's sitting up in her mountain. She's looking at that path she's walked, highly intelligent, has done it all. And she's a down-to-earth person. This one here, kind, generous, and likes to have fun time too. So, you know, this is beautiful. Looks like you're heading to victory. You know, you got your victory. And you got these two, Prince and Princess of Discs. Princess and Prince. I can't talk today. Okay, so this is beautiful, Libra. You're going to build something and heading for victory. All right? And maybe you are that Knight of Wands, hot and flashy, going for a big win. And you already got the big win right here. Okay, Libra, that's beautiful. I'd like to conclude with one animal spirit card, please, for Libra. All right. Sandpiper spirit. Be playful. Be playful like the Princess of Wands and have fun. That's your notice to have fun this weekend. Okay, Libra, have a good one. I hope you enjoyed that reading. I did, and I'll catch you next time.